Hello there. This is Matthew Corbett speaking, and I'm going to read you a story called Sooty's Painting Trip. Hope you enjoy the story. Here goes. Sooty, Sweep and Sue were in the garden making a dandelion chain. "What can we do after this?" asked Sooty. "I wish Matthew hadn't rushed off on his business trip. He's always full of good ideas." "You two could bury a bone," squeaked Sweep, "and I could try and find it." "I know," said Sue. "Let's decorate Matthew's room. When he comes home, he'll have a lovely surprise." The three friends cleared all the furniture out of Matthew's room and rolled up the rug. In the garden shed, they found some brushes and a large tin of white paint. "White always looks nice and fresh," said Sue. Soon the grubby old walls were disappearing under a bright new coat of paint. At last, the walls were finished. "I never knew painting was such hard work," gasped Sooty, as they all stood back to look at it. "It's certainly bright," said Sue. "And very clean," squeaked Sweep. "Clean as a squeak whistle." "But isn't it just a bit—" began Sooty, and the three friends finished his sentence together. "Boring." "It does need something," said Sue. "I wonder if new frilly curtains would help." Sooty and Sweep sighed. "Matthew doesn't want frilly curtains," said Sooty. "He'd much rather have a large mirror for practicing tricks in front of." Sweep disagreed. "I think he would like an oil painting of a really juicy bone." "We needn't worry about which to choose, because we can't afford any," said Sue. "Don't you remember there were other tins of paint in the shed," said Sooty, "in lots of different colours?" "I couldn't paint the walls again," squeaked Sweep. "I just couldn't." "No," said Sooty, "but we could mix up a new, exciting colour for the door. That would make the room look really smart." Sweep and Sue got a tray ready for mixing the exciting new colour. Sooty went downstairs to make some cocoa. He got the mugs out and put on the milk to heat. All that painting had made the three friends thirsty. Sooty was also feeling very hungry. On a high shelf, he noticed a tin of Matthew's favourite biscuits. He stood on a stool to reach it. Sooty looked at the tin. These were Matthew's special chocolate ginger biscuits. Sooty thought about all the reasons why he shouldn't eat them. Then he opened the lid. Oh! A long snake leapt out of the tin. There were no biscuits, only a note from Matthew. "I hope you are being good." When the music stops, turn your cassette over. That's the end of side one. Sweep and Sue were having great fun, mixing paint in the tray. They dabbed different colours onto the door to see how they looked. Sue painted small flowers and bows, and a smudge that she said was a butterfly. Sweep dabbed on brown and blue and green and yellow. He said that his were just dabs, but they all looked very bone-shaped. Sooty carried a tray carefully upstairs. He had made the cocoa and toasted and buttered some tea cakes. The smell was delicious, wafting up to his nose. But all that Sweep and Sue could smell was paint. They were so busy that they had forgotten all about Sooty, but no one could forget about Sooty for long. Sooty was trying hard not to spill the cocoa. He was glad to see that the door was open, so he did not have to put the tray down to open it. He marched into the room, tripped on the rolled-up rug on the other side of the doorway, and went flying up into the air. The tray went flying off in another direction. When he came down, Sooty landed with a soft, squelchy sound, right in the tray of paint. The tray of paint took off under his weight, and, as if he was on a sledge, Sooty began to career across the floorboards. Sweep and Sue stopped trying to catch buttered tea cakes. They watched in horror as the tray of paint, with Sooty in it, gathered speed. Faster and faster it went towards the opposite wall. Sue couldn't look and covered her eyes with her paws. But at the last minute, Sooty lay back in the tray and put out his paws, braced to land against the wall. Sooty came to a full stop with his forepaws against the wall. Sweep and Sue rushed to help him up. "What a fright! What a fright!" squeaked Sweep. "Are you all right?" asked Sue. "Yes, but I messed up the new walls," said Sooty. But when they looked, they saw that he had made 4 bright paw prints, which looked like a beautiful pattern. The paw prints looked so good on the wall that the 3 friends decided to repeat them all over the room. "I don't have to do them in the same way, do I?" asked Sooty breathlessly. "Of course not," said Sue. "I can't wait to try some of my own." They had great fun making paw prints all over the walls. When they had finished, the room looked wonderful. "It certainly doesn't look boring anymore," said Sue. "No," agreed Sooty, "and I know Matthew will like it because we've done it ourselves. It's as if the room is saying something. It's saying..." But Sweep's ears were swinging excitedly. "I know what it's saying," he squeaked. "Welcome home!" The titles of the stories available in this series are as follows: Sooty's Painting Trip, Sooty's Birthday Surprise, Sooty's Magic Tricks, and Sooty Buzzes Off. I hope you enjoyed reading and listening to the story on this cassette. I know you'll enjoy the others in the series. This is Matthew Corbett saying, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.